Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome to my video tonight. I am Grada Robertson, CEO of the Purple House and co-founder of the Purple House. And I'm an author. I wrote a book, You the Miracle, How Being Hit by a Truck Saved My Life. That's about being hit by a truck literally and my recovery, and how that episode saved my life because it changed something in me forever. It actually changed something in me. It was a catalyst that I want to talk about tonight. And tonight I want to talk about your capacity to love yourself, or your lack of ability to love yourself. And this is a very, very interesting topic that's close to my heart, because every day at work I deal with clients who either they struggle to love themselves, they're hard on themselves, or they don't even believe in love, or they have issues of unworthiness, they never feel that they're enough, and so on. And I know what that feels like very well, because the pain of not loving yourself is a very real pain. You feel it in your body, you feel it in your soul, you feel it in your heart, you feel it emotionally, mentally. It creeps into your it actually is in the relationships. It takes up space, and we have a lot of confusion about it. So I have spent many years unraveling how we got to from being a bundle of love and joy when you're like a miniature human being, and you come into the world as a newborn baby. The newborn baby knows he and she is totally adorable and totally 100% love and 100% lovable, right? And then 2 or 3 years down the track, it's a different story. The child already doesn't, a lot of the time, feel worthy of love anymore. And certainly by the time the child is 7 or 8, they are often already hating themselves. So in a very short time, we go from 100% love to losing the capacity a lot of the time to feel self-love. And if we are not able to feel love towards ourselves in a healthy way, then we reject people who have good intentions for us. We reject true love. Our money doesn't flow. It's like going through life with the brakes on. And your body also starts to break down a lot faster than it should. Because the bottom line is, and this is just a quick reminder, that the universe that we live in is actually completely organized and orchestrated by unconditional love. And we're the stuff of the universe, right? So there's nothing in us, not even one cell or one space or one molecule, that's not run on unconditional love. And yet here we have this alien belief that we're not worthy of love. We get stressed easily and overwhelmed, and we feel self-hatred and self-loathing, right? And once that's taken place in your body, you start to attract situations that are in harmony with that. So for instance, I attracted a huge catastrophic accident where I got hit by a truck. Of course, it was the most excruciating experience that I could ever, imagine, because I had many broken bones and internal bleeding. I didn't lose consciousness, so I was fully aware through the whole ordeal. And I realized at that point, there's something in me that attracted this, because I know that we do attract our dominant frequency, attract situations into our life. We basically are just like a photocopy machine, you could say. The outside, our circumstances, are really a photocopy of what's going on the deepest unconscious level. So the key here is unconsciously. What's running? What are those programs that are running there? What sort of terrible program did I have running to attract such pain into my life, right? So the remedy to everything, it doesn't matter where it comes from, but so the remedy to everything is that you can take active steps towards self-love. And an active step, I'm going to tell you some of these and I'll put them in a little post as well. It's like every time you do something like that, even if it feels fake, feels funny, it feels alien, but it's still like putting a deposit in your bank account, and the bank account is your emotional bank account. Your nervous system is going to get stronger, and it's going to lead you back to your authentic self, the capacity to feel and enjoy love like that newborn child that believes I'm adorable, that you can accept that back into your life. So just a short recap again. It begins with our parents, but actually I've just been reading a really great book, and it's called The Hive Mind Matrix. It's written by Joseph, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's a scientist though, and he wrote this when he was already reasonably old, and since then he's passed away, I believe. But he says this is so interesting. He says the capacity to love is determined to a great extent by the early experience in fetal life and in the period surrounding birth. So he's saying our experience from a little fetus, like from conception onward, our experience in utero determines our capacity to feel love, to be loved, to share love, to accept love, and so on, to connect with people as well as Mother Earth. Is determined in those 9 months, and then the birth experience, and then also the few seconds after birth in our experience with our mom's breast. And he even correlates that to the amount of violence there is in the world. And I've read studies like that before, that psychopaths, so they're people who actually many people in power are psychopaths. And so psychopaths, they want power and they want to hurt and deprive other people on purpose, which that's not a very nice topic, but it's actually the exact opposite to love. So they're hurting other people on purpose, they're sadistic. But I've studied psychopaths, and what happens is something goes wrong as well in utero already, and then straight after birth, the early seeds are already instilled into the child. So something happens, maybe the mom is disconnected, they don't have a loving caretaker, and so on. So this is how psychopathic traits or psychopaths are formed. So we can actually have compassion for those people. I'm not saying that I approve of their behavior, but it helps me to understand how disconnected they've become from their core self due to circumstances. Sometimes it's a genetic thing, so this gets passed from one generation to the next. So it's intense trauma that stops our capacity to feel love, to be the love that we are. And so we can change that though. So it's not that all is lost, you know, when that early period, if we experience pain and trauma, or if we experience damage, everything is totally healable and reversible. So for instance, how do you know that you don't have good self-love? Well, like I said before, you have this yucky feeling in your body, you feel distressed, or in my case, I got hit by a truck. I thought I had lots of love because the religion that I was part of at that point in time, I was born in a very strict religious cult. It was all about God, all about Jesus. So God and Jesus first, and then others second, and yourself last, or yourself never. So that was my training. And I thought I was really, really happy in my existence. I loved everyone. I loved my family. I loved my extended family. I had a big network of friends. I felt loved by them. I loved them in return, and so on. You know, that whole cycle. Plus, I found my soulmate, Peter, very young, and Peter and I have a strong connection. But after the accident, I had to strip all that back for what it wasn't. It wasn't what I thought it was, because underneath all that was like many, many deep, dark layers of self-hatred, self-loathing, self-deprivation, And I didn't know that I could love myself directly, so I had to kind of get it in an indirect way. Like I had to get it from God, or I had to get it from Peter, or from my children, or from my friends or family. And I didn't think I was very needy, and I probably wasn't, but at the same level there was a hunger in me that wasn't really filled till I actively started to understand that I had everything upside down and inside out. So I had to learn to love myself like a psychopath, almost, like it wasn't an easy journey. I was a psychopath to myself, not to other people. And you probably recognized it in you, that you're hard on yourself, overly critical, overly harsh, putting up with a lot of pain, excuse me, just not being kind to yourself. So I just want to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything. So my parents, for instance, and they said things like, I love you and I'm doing this for your own good. So like if we got punishment, they made sure that that we knew we deserved it, and they would say things sometimes like, this hurts me more than you, I'm doing this for your own good. So what does the child start to believe? That that love is connected to punishment. Love is the same as pain, right? And so this creates really deep conflict in the subconscious mind, because the subconscious also wants to keep you safe. That's the role of the subconscious mind, and it doesn't want you to have pain. So it's like always conflicting, uneasy feelings around love, and this can really play out in the relationship as relationship tension. So in the first place, you realize you are married to yourself. I am married to me, and it's up to me that I honor myself, that I respect myself, that I show myself the love that I deserve. That's putting money back into my bank account. So my emotional bank account, or my self-love bank account, was probably minus $1 million or something like that. And so then I had to keep putting deposits in. So I want to talk you through some things that I teach my students in my programs that I created. And when I work with my clients, I teach them this as well. So number one, this is really important. So you can look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in your left eye, that's the window to the soul, and you say, I commit to loving myself unconditionally from this moment on, right? So that's important. So that's like a promise that I made to myself quite a few years ago now. That was when I started to put money into my bank account, literally into the emotional bank account. Every time I caught myself thinking critical about myself, like for instance, I would spill a coffee or something, and then in the past I would catch myself saying, stupid you, like stupid girl, this or that, whatever. I catch myself, and then I say, I love myself for feeling stupid. I love myself for feeling dumb. So any negative feeling or thought, I turn it around straight away. So I literally spent years turning it around, minute to minute. So I love myself for feeling not good enough. I love myself for not loving myself. I love myself for feeling tired. I love myself for feeling nauseous. I love myself for feeling, you name it, right? Fill in the blanks. So that's a really good one. I think that's been the best medicine for me over the years, and I really committed to it, and I'm still committed to it. So as Peter, I taught all my children, because my children of course had a similar upbringing to me, because we just continued in that old mindset. And I find it with my children, they're learning even faster than I do, because the younger you are, the more pliable you still are. So I've got all this written in the post. So Another really good one is writing down what you're grateful for about yourself. So I'm grateful for my body. My body is my best friend. I'm grateful my body is my best friend. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful my body takes care of everything. I'm grateful that I feel so well today. And you can directly talk to your body, because if you haven't had good self-love, your body has definitely suffered. If you feel pain in your body somewhere, like a sore knee or your sore liver, you can put your hand on the knee or say your head, I've got a headache. You say, I love myself for feeling a headache, and then you can directly talk to the headache. So just imagine you have a headache. You just say, I love myself so much. What do you want to tell me? Sorry, I've been ignoring me, and so on. So you set up a very kind conversation with yourself, and it's like literally you are loving yourself in a direct way. If you do that, you're not needy, and your self-love gets stronger and stronger, and literally you become a magnet for true love, not so you don't attract a needy person into your life as well. So there are many things I've written down, like telling your truth more, honoring your own feelings, admitting to yourself what scares you, promising yourself to be safe, to keep yourself safe. So that means don't hang out with people that make you feel unsafe, and that can even mean emotionally unsafe. So if you hang around with people who make fun of you, if they do that, so don't hang around with those people anymore. Just honor yourself. Slowing down is really important. Patience is an act of self-love. Practicing self-compassion. So before you're able to feel self-love, you have to practice lots and lots of self-compassion, and I've just talked to you about that a little bit. So just compassion, slow it down, slow that inner critic down, and have compassion to yourself. That leads you to the door of self-love. Then you can open that door eventually and step in. So this is a journey, right? It's a journey to go from love to hatred and self-loathing, and it's a journey back. And it's very important. It's actually the most important journey in your whole life. It's also called the journey from the brain to the heart being here. And they say that journey is more treacherous and dangerous than climbing to the top of Mount Everest. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. I also want you to know, by the way, that by the time the little child, that was you as well as a little child, by the time you are 2 years old, you've already learned more than you will learn in the rest of your lifetime. Even if you live till 100 or 2, like for a whole 100 years, you're never going to learn as much as in the first 2 years. So in the first 2 years, all this is kind of inputted into us, programmed into us, and it's outside our conscious awareness. We don't even have a memory of it. But as a healer, so when I work with people, thankfully I can tune into people's bodies, and I can take them all the way back to the time or prior, or can take them back into conception or into previous generations. And we can delete all that with energy, which is really, really amazing. And that's another reason for me as well why I have worked so hard to get myself in a good place, because of course I have to practice what I preach, right? So I can only lead my clients as far as the progress that I have made in my own body. Okay, so I just want you to, if you feel up to it, just close your eyes and we do a short meditation so you experience your own beautiful heart. So just by putting your hand on the chest like there, okay, where I have my hand, the warmth of the hand, the warmth of your hand on your chest changes your chemistry already. So it's literally your brain, which your brain, by the way, isn't as strong as your heart. We always think it's stronger, but it isn't. Your brain will now become coherent with your heart, and the heart center is the center of love, whether we realize that still or not doesn't matter, because that's the truth of who we are. So just, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just see if you can bring your awareness and your presence towards the back of your body where it's nice and quiet. And just breathe in gently and out. And just allow a flow of relaxation to enter your body, making you feel spacious and calm. And just notice your brain kind of settling and relaxing. Just think of your brain as the gray matter. And then you feel your hand on your chest, and you know your chemistry is changing already towards self-love. Because that's what your body does, regardless of our programming. And then you feel you can put the other hand literally on the center of your heart. And that's amplifying the energy in your beautiful heart center. And now I'm going to invite you to drop down into your chest cavity, where your heart is. And just drop your breath. Feel your bottom on the chair. Feel your feet on the floor. And come back into your heart. And just notice at the back of your heart. Is it still and calm and quiet there? That's where you're connected to the universe. The universe just streams in through there, and it fills your chest. And now, if you like, you can imagine just using your mind's eye, just imagine dropping your whole brain, all the gray matter that gets so tired and stressed, just drop it into your heart. And so imagine your heart is like a big container that catches your brain, and allow your brain to just be swallowed up by all those heart-centered feelings of love, maternal love, connection, being held, feeling fully accepted. Nothing needs to change. You are perfect the way you are. You're totally adorable and cherishable. You're totally enough. You're just as adorable as when you were born. You came into the world as a little God spark, a little divine, miniature human being. Nothing has changed. All the rest is just an illusion. Just feel your body relax and accept it. Feel compassion. Just feel the internal spaces of your body, and looking at those spaces with compassion. Compassion for all the programs, all the things, the illusion, the lies, the half-truths that you got like a spider web that you got tangled up in. It's not you. It's not a real you. So take a deep breath into your heart and breathe out. And as you're breathing in unconditional love. As you're breathing out, just letting go of all those old constrictions, all the old voices, all the way back from your childhood, just letting them go. And all that matters now is that you commit to loving yourself unconditionally, and the universe is going to show you the way. Just showering yourself with compassion and kindness, giving yourself time and space and attention. You're sticking up for yourself. You're honoring yourself, you're respecting yourself and appreciating yourself. And your body knows that that's your intention. So just feel the warmth of your hands on your heart and on your chest, and notice the chemistry in your body has changed now. You feel safer and calmer, more harmonious, and your body has now begun to heal itself, and it's starting to heal memories from the past and letting them go. And this is going to keep working for the next 6 hours. And then you can do it again. You can simply put your hands on your chest again, and your brain will harmonize with your heart. So just breathe in, and if you like, you can open your eyes again with soft eyes, looking out onto the world. So this is like a really quick tune-up that's going to help you connect into your heart, allows your brain to just stop ticking over for a little while, turns down the inner critic, and it helps you to be closer into alignment and into connection with true love. So you get to experience that inside your own body, and then also more and more into all your loving relationship. They will get more depth and meaning as well, and your body will love you for it. So it's going to get rid of your aches and pains, right? And this is really the foundation of how healing works, the beginning, the true medicine. So many psychologists and psychiatrists today encourage their clients to loving themselves. I hear that all the time. They say you have to love yourself more, and then clients come to me and they don't know how to do that. So I've just given you a few ideas how to get started, and it's the best investment you can ever make, and you are so worth it. It's going to create positive changes in your body and all around you. So thank you for tuning in, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you next week. If you have any questions, let me know. Also check out my programs, and put your name down if you want my emails as well. Thank you, everyone. Big love from me, and see you next week. Bye bye.